Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. It was a great class. Today we finished our core class. It was a review of 4 activation class. It was great to go through each of the points step by step. First, we started with the lines of force into the core, activating the legs, locking them out in their full strength, activating the hands, locking them out in their full strength, and then activating with the breath, the trunk, feeling the muscles around the trunk working in their full toe. Beautiful, beautiful sensation. It's a place of power, it's a place of stability, it's a place of constant activation in your body. And it's a place of presence as well. You might have noticed from the very beginning, you were very engaged in your body. You knew what your body was doing, which is great. Then we went on to the energetic center, the pause at the end of the exhale. And I'm pausing, I'm being mindful not to speak too fast. And at the end of the exhale, there's the energetic center, there's a pause of calmness, of stillness, a pause of awareness and presence when you're in your body. You're feeling the intensity of the body, but you're meeting that intensity with awareness. You're staying open to it. You're feeling it, which is softening into that intensity. It's a great place. It's like an open, it feels like an open body. An open body, an open breath. Feels gorgeous. After that, we did our floating rib cage. So we went from engaging the lines of force in the body, getting the body in its center of gravity, then the energetic center. So that's the root, that's the ground. Then there's the lift. The floating rib cage, the inhale, feeling that beautiful extension in the spine, releasing the lower back, releasing the mid back, releasing the neck and the shoulders. That's a gorgeous place. Again, it feels like you're standing taller. It's very empowering. You're radiating all that energy. You're like, oh my God, I feel like a mountain. I remember doing this first in the mountain poses. Wow, that's amazing. It literally felt like my torso was going higher and higher, taller and taller. And it's a beautiful sensation. And again, it might have been new to you. It might have been something that you find hard to attune to. Keep on practicing. It's something that is completely achievable, and it's simple, but it might take awareness and discipline and commitment and attention and focus. So you see, they're big mental concepts. So the core work that we've done is not from the outside in, it's working from the inside out. So you are there in your body. It's not about drawing the navel in. It's a much more complex process. It's drawing the legs into the lower abdominals. It's drawing the upper body into the upper abdominals. And then with a beautiful extension of the rib cage, activating the trunk. So it's a mindful discipline work from the core. You are in your body. And it feels like home. It feels like a strong home. It feels like an intense home. And then when you ease into it and you feel it, you stay open to it, it feels like a powerful home. And that's the best home you can have. So after the beautiful extension on the inhale, there's the pause. And I love being in that pause myself. The pause of anticipation of life force. It's my favorite pause. But there's also a calmness to it. Just like the pause at the end of the exhale, the energetic center, there's a calmness in this as well. And we practiced being in the postures and then breathing from pause to pause, which is a wonderful completion of our breath cycle. We are in the body, we're in the breath, we're attuned to our focus, our attention, our openness, our intensity. So it's a lot of work to do, but it's a self-exploratory process. So it's an empowering presence process. You feel your presence being empowered. You feel you're there in your body, and there's nowhere you'd rather be. That's the place. That's the most powerful, most right place for you to be. So with that beautiful flowing from pause to pause, we brought a bit of flow in. It felt like a flow. You remember we were moving from postures naturally. The sequence was so natural. And we didn't have to drill in alignment cues, because when you're moving from the inside out, your body knows what to do. You're moving in your rightness. You're moving from your center, from your core. The last thing we practiced was softening into the intensity of the core. The core has an edge. Postures have an edge. For example, in Warrior 2, you bend the knee and you go lower and lower and lower and lower, like this, lower and lower and lower and lower. And then you feel like, oh, that's it. That's as far as I can go. And that's your edge. That's your edge in that posture, and it feels very intense. That's why, being edgy, you say, oh, you're on the edge, you're edgy. There's a certain intensity to it. But that intensity can also be felt in the core. You hold your core in. You've got the abdominals working, the muscles of the trunk, the psoas, the pelvic floor, the diaphragm, the breath. So everything's working, and that has its intensity. The core has its intensity. Softening into it, feeling that intensity, opening it out. How do we soften into the core? We allow ourselves to feel that intensity. We tune into it. It's like gently breathing, continuing to breathe into it. Slower, softer, more gentle, kinder, with a little bit of compassion. Softness has so many expressions, so many ways to happen. The intention of softening is what really matters. And when we have that intention to the fore, we find a way to soften into that intensity. And when we soften into that intensity of the core, energy rises. We feel uplifted. We feel empowered. We feel the body feels more open. The body feels strong. The body feels stable. And we have the stability, and then we have the mobility. It's a gorgeous place to be in. It's a beautiful place to be in. And honestly, if it feels like the best place to be in. I think that's the theme of my talk. The best place to be in. It's a great experience. I felt it. I hope you felt it too. Throughout the course, these were our 5 themes, and you'll see them in the names of the classes. So if you feel the need to go deeper, or to experiment, to play a bit more with one of these, because you didn't really quite tune into it as much as you would have liked to, feel free to watch the class again. Let me know how you got on with this core course. I am delighted and privileged to have been your guide. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.